Woo.
Best start to a podcast ever.
It's gone really well, hasn't it? I've actually got to go now.
Yeah, I'm sorry, man. Yeah, cheers, Joe. I'll see you next time.
No, I'm good.
But sorry, we're late, everyone. But we are now live on the Facebook page. I was trying to be clever, as I always do. It doesn't always work. But we are live now with...
it's very exciting.
Yes, well, it is, isn't it? Joseph O'Malley, director of The 39 Steps,
yes,
of course. Hello. Tricia Adele-Turner, currently starring in the 39 Steps rehearsal period.
Yep. And the show. We're keeping her for the show as well.
And the show, which will go out on the 10th of July. And with us as well as Aaron Sidwell, who is currently Henry V in Henry V. In the show Henry V, now at the Barn Theatre. So thanks for coming, everyone. Sorry about the wait to everyone. So we were just talking, what were we talking about?
all sorts.
It's
been, we were talking about rehearsals and how it's all going with us. And we've had a fun day today, haven't we?
Too much fun.
That's fun. That's the problem with this show. It's actually too much fun. And it can be a bad thing. Yeah. We're very tired because of all the laughing we've been doing. Jaw ache. But, what have we done today? We've made a pretend car, haven't we? Out of all sorts of different silly household objects. We have, what else have we done?
The logistics of a window.
We talked about windows a lot.
Window play.
More fun than it sounds, actually. We've done a bit of fighting. There's been a sort of couple of fight scenes. Very good. It's been a lot of fun, actually. It's been a lot of fun. We're all done in today. But how about you, Aaron?
I got up at 11 o'clock and went to the gym.
Cool.
That was my day.
Bench press.
No, it was shoulders actually, Joe.
Oh, shoulders.
Wise guy.
Lovely.
It was a shoulder press.
Okay, fine. Sorry.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's been my day so far.
Yeah.
So far, I've got to do a show though. So.
Oh, you're in the show?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Excellent. He's very good.
You've known Aaron for a while, haven't you, Joe?
Yeah, that's why we're sort of talking nonsense. We've known each other for a long time. How old were we when we first met?
Well, as you always like to tell me that you're older than me.
I'm older and wiser.
You would have been 15, I think, and I was 14.
Whole year older than him.
It's like the opposite.
Like
it's like
3
the
months
opposite of
older.
what Yuan says, right? Oh, Joe, you're so young. You're such a young director.
Yes, because he's slightly older than me, isn't he? Yeah. It's good to always remind someone slightly younger than you that they are. But yeah, so I was like 15. You were 14, and
we were supposed to do a summer school project of Les Mis together, but Joe picked up a movie at that time.
I did, yeah.
I think is to be found, can it not?
It can, yeah.
What was
it was
what was it
no, absolutely not.
What was it
Absolutely
called?
not. Let's not go down this. Anyway,
I brought Aaron into this conversation.
Yeah,
this is like putting us two together live is just a terrible.
Well, we had such a great pre-show chat. It's such a shame that none of it could ever be repeated.
Yeah, well, absolutely, yeah, without us getting sort of sued
Curly
or something.
Joe.
But I did used to have curly hair. But yeah, anyway, so we do have a lot of history. Sort of grew up together.
Well, Joe was an usher at my wedding, and I was an usher at Joe's wedding.
Yeah, exactly.
I did a great job ushering at Joe's
he
wedding.
got on a late train and didn't get there in time. So
I got there as the bride was walking down.
He got there at the one job an usher's supposed to do. He arrived just after my wife arrived. So so it's been really nice. And this is a really sort of, it's quite odd that we're all sort of here.
So fantastic.
Yes. And it is coincidental, it's not like
it is,
this was totally coincidental, but it's I guess it's such a small industry that sometimes these things just happen. All of a sudden everyone knows each other.
Absolutely.
That 7 degrees of Kevin Bacon thing. I think it's so rare that you meet.
Is it?
I'm just trying to.
Is it 6 degrees of separation or 7 degrees of Kevin Bacon? I thought it was 6 degrees
of Kevin Bacon.
I thought it was 6 degrees of separation.
Like you can link a film to Kevin Bacon.
Oh,
I'm specifically talking about actors.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah.
So it's rare that you can meet an actor or anyone in our industry and not sort of go. That's the great thing about Facebook now, is that you can look on mutual friends and you can go, oh yeah, no so and so. How do you? Yeah, no, she's awful, isn't she? Yeah.
Never say that.
So we actually kind of know each other through Aaron.
Yeah.
but not.
Well, Tricia and I know each other because we work together.
And I came to that press night.
That's the only connection.
What was your name in that show?
Jack Sprat.
He was a plucky young Cockney in a musical called Carnaby Street, wasn't it?
Yeah, that hit show. I actually stayed at Joe's house through the rehearsal period of that. Which is where I met Tricia, and that's where the story ended until recently when we met up at the Blonde Theatre.
This is quite a nice story. So we met on the show Carnaby Street, but we had never been on the actual street. The show was about the street, obviously, and we'd never been on the street together. No. And then the first time we did go to Carnaby Street together, Aaron proposed.
Oh,
and that's how we did it.
What a sweetie!
With the song playing, one of the songs that I sang in the show,
and have since played.
Yeah, it was a Dusty Springfield song, and I've since played Dusty Springfield.
How did you play? How did you from like a phone? Did you play?
A phone, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
It was all very low key, Joe. And then we landed outside Benefit Cosmetics, and they brought out champagne.
Yeah, they saw what was happening. They came out with a bottle of champagne and
amazing
Benefit's product placement. Sorry, Benefit glasses, and they came out and said, "Would you like?" And they took pictures. They were so nice.
Did you feel bad and buy some Benefits?
No. It's a family.
Well, I said, they said, "Should we take a picture?" And I said, "Oh, well, I've been crying." And the lady said, "You can come in and we can touch you up if you want."
Yeah, we've got products for that.
Yeah. I declined.
That's really sweet, isn't it? And yeah, it's just so nice for us all to be here and back and enjoying.
Doing some history plays, right?
Well, yeah, really, absolutely. There's a lot of history in it. In our show, sort of.
Classic thriller.
Classic thriller.
Really harking back to all things.
No, you're right. I suppose it's based on a classic thriller. Both of them are, shows from the past, let's say. Not necessarily history, sorry, that's wrong. But both of them are shows from a bygone era. And it's quite interesting, I think, to look at two different bygone eras. Yeah. With the politics and the kind of threats of international conflict that were going on at the time, to maybe try and understand the present. Yeah, that's just what I think about before I go to sleep.
Yeah. No, I think you're right. It's your Henry is obviously it's written for a certain period, and then you've brought it bang up to date, haven't you?
Yeah, it's. But I think weirdly with Henry V, I think actually it suits the modern context. Yeah, maybe just because of what's going on in the world now, but I think it really works, so much so that I've seen so many productions of it set, when it was originally set, and the language maybe at times fits better, but the politics really fit to now way more than they did then. And it's quite alarming actually.
Yeah. Well, obviously I came to see the show on press night, and I was amazed by it. I sort of couldn't picture it in my head until I came to see it, and it fits sort of so well into a modern context. And every scene, you were just like, that's so clever. Genuinely, it was really, really good. Sort of quite unsettling, especially at the moment we are now in history. I mean, our 39 Steps is obviously very rooted. The novel itself, the original story was sort of 1915, but the show mainly takes its inspiration from the Hitchcock films. So it's sort of that 1930s period. The Hitchcock 39 Steps was 1935. So that's a really sort of cool period to explore. And there's lots of fun to be had. And we're having a lot of fun. Tried on a few costumes today, didn't we? And now
we did.
They're looking good.
I tried on a few wigs today, which
the wigs.
I ended up looking a bit like Joe in one of them. Who sort of looked like we're looking in a mirror.
The wigs need a little.
Please no! I have to marry this woman, Joe.
Think of me
walking down the aisle, and you can just see Joe's face.
You're ruined forever.
Some fantastic. Yeah, because one of the things that's very central to 39 Steps is how many characters are played by so few people, and I play 3 women who in some ways are quite similar. They all come under that kind of almost
the sort of
the Hitchcock
blonde,
woman,
sort of the Hitchcock blonde sort of model of that he was sort of quite fond of, slightly sort of femme fatale, mysterious, usually bad news. Quite often die. No spoilers. But absolutely. Well, that's it. That you've hit the nail on the head there. In terms of sort of our design, one thing we have to think about a lot is there's about 150 characters in the show, and there's 4 actors. So
and one of them just plays one character.
Oh yeah, and one of them gets the easy job of just playing one character. So essentially, we have 3 actors playing 149-ish characters. So
I've had
that's
a few
a lot of. Huh?
I was only meant to be doing 3. I've had a few sort of pop in. Yeah, haven't I?
Sometimes
you can call them characters.
And sometimes when you're so used to a new character coming along, you're like, oh, should we put this in? Should we add this in? And suddenly I have, Denise, our sort of head of costume, sort of texting me being like, have you just added another character? And you're like, yeah, sorry about that. But, it's a hell of a lot of hats and coats and
where I'm going to get bagpipes from.
And I'll turn to Ari, the stage manager, and just be like, oh yeah, did I mention we need a kilt and a pair of bagpipes here? And then she'll just she'll just raise an eyebrow, sigh, and it just goes into an email. So it's quite fun for me
to surprise the stage manager.
Yeah, to surprise the whole...
Bless Ari is actually working on Henry V and has been working on Henry V for the past 7 weeks.
Exactly,
so she's also now, from 10 till 6, working on 39 Steps, and then jumps straight onto Henry until 10 p.m.
Exactly.
10 p.m, absolutely.
Absolute warrior.
Yeah.
She's the true multi-roller.
She is.
We're sort of going, it's really hard, I've got to do this, I've got to do this.
I know. She's surviving though on we're all surviving on basically biscuits, so no, it's all
surviving
good.
on biscuits collectively.
I actually use biscuits in the rehearsal room as a sort of reward system, so much like train
like
a bad natured dog, as soon as if they do something right, I'll just flick it, but they've got to catch it in their mouths. That's the rule. Yeah.
Right.
Next question.
What kind of biscuits is the next question?
Oh, well, a lot of the players set in Scotland. A lot of our players set in Scotland. So there's been quite a lot of Scottish shortbread knocking about. Some of it with chocolate chips. So that's nice, isn't it?
Sounds awesome. Well, moving on from Pavlov.
Yeah. Wow.
I suppose. Let me see. What have I got on my card? Well, it's the first time. I mean, it's quite nice to have everyone in the building at the same time. I mean, all of this stuff, working on 2 shows at the same time. Normally, we're rehearsing down in London. Yes. But now this feels like a bit of an ecosystem. With one show going in one way, one show going in the other way. I don't know. It's
nice. The theatre's very busy. It's really interesting having us sort of inhabiting the space in the day. So much sort of work and stuff going on and costumes, and then we sort of stumble away into the evening and without about a minute's break, the Henry the cast are in there. I can hear as I'm leaving rehearsals, I can hear you guys on stage warming up, and it's quite nice. It's
quite nice, the day and night cycle. It's a bit of a it's a bit of a cycle,
Yeah, well, it's nice. It's probably very hard work for the theatre, but we're enjoying it.
We're having a lovely time.
Lovely time. Friends to play with.
Yeah. We've got this kind of we've all got our own little ecosystem going on.
Exactly.
We're all just flooding Cirencester with actors.
Which they are loving.
Yeah, exactly. It's it was never going to be it was always going to be a culture shock on both sides, I think. It's like, what do you mean you're not open past 11 p.m? Pub?
Yeah,
what's going on?
I remember the first time I came here, and coming from London, actor from London, and to suddenly be met with a lot of sort of local pubs that all shut at about 10:30.
It's Monday night that really tells, because the Teatro bar is not open.
Yeah, it's not open.
Where we come for a drink every single night and sit just out here on a Monday night, we're like, what are we going to do? With this coming Monday being settled, that we will go back to my digs and watch West Side Story.
Oh my goodness.
Something to do. Yeah. Basically, one of the cast members is obsessed with West Side Story.
The original West Side Story or the video of Cher playing every character. Have you seen that?
Probably the Cher version.
Yeah. And that's only about 10 minutes long as well. And
plenty of time for drinking.
Yeah, and the bonus is you get to see Cher play every single character. So
we
also have Twister.
Yeah, she plays the men as well. So it's a montage. She literally, cool boy. No, literally, she does. I knew we'd get singing on here. Yeah. So anyway, we got to Cher. What was the question?
we got to singing apparently. I mean, I don't know if you've got an a cappella you can hit us with. I don't know.
I mean, yes. So culture shock. Yeah. No, but
culture shock. Yeah.
And I'm sure. Yeah, like you say, the people of Siren Sister hopefully are enjoying having a bit more of an influx of sort of theatre into the town, and it's good for both parties, I think.
Yeah, and you revisiting, of course.
Yeah, this is my third time.
Yeah, we haven't addressed that yet, really.
I just can't quit the Barn Theatre,
right?
Basically,
yeah.
I'm surprised I haven't quit you.
yeah. I'm surprised they just haven't quit me, but apparently not. So I came here for the first time and assisted Ewan Lewis, the artistic director, on his production of 1 Minute, and then I came back last November to do to direct Hound of the Baskervilles, and I'm back now. So
is comedy a big thing? Has it always been a big thing for you?
Yeah, I think so.
Joe was always cast. I've got to say this.
All right.
Joe was always cast as what he describes as the chubby funster in every show we ever did. So if there was a slightly rotund, larger-than-life character, it was Joe. Thénardier, I believe, was one.
Yeah, when we used to do the sort of
Seymour
amateur stuff, like when we were growing up, basically anyone, I was a sort of slightly, I was very good at falling over in a funny way, basically, let's put it that way.
So you dug your own grave in a sense.
And I very much enjoyed the attention I got from sort of comedy stuff. So it meant that, so actually when I then went into professional theatre, I ended up doing quite a lot of comedy as well. So, because having started out as an actor, comedy plays were always sort of the things I would tend to fall into, or at least even if they were relatively serious, the comedy roles.
Well, I saw you give a wonderful performance in Watership Down.
Yeah, that was a rabbit. Even then, when we were all playing rabbit,
you were the slightly funnier rabbit.
Yeah, exactly. Even we did a production of Watership Down at the Watermill Theatre, and even we were all rabbits, and even then I was a slightly funny rabbit. So it's something that I really enjoy doing, and also physical comedy. I was lucky enough as an actor to play in plays. I did roles in plays like One Man, Two Governors with the National Theatre, and which are real. It's just an absolute celebration of sort of old school sort of physical comedy, brought to sort of a modern generation, and it really I love that sort of humour, and actually Baskervilles and to a certain extent 39 Steps sort of also embrace that. It's like old school British tradition of sort of slightly more sort of physical humour, but it's brought bang up to date with a more modern spin on it. And so everyone, no matter what sort of comedy you enjoy, whether it's sort of the old school sort of Laurel and Hardy, or whether it's, you're slightly more cerebral or you're more subtle sort of, I don't know, like things that I like The Office and things like that. You're going to love 39 Steps. That's my plug. I'm done now.
What about you, Tricia? In comedy,
what sort of stuff do I like?
Well, what started you in comedy,
Or have you done much comedy?
Actually, it's funny you should say that. My last job was a comedy. It was a live tour of the TV show Benidorm.
Oh,
so brilliant. It was a live production. Yeah, sweet. It was a live version, almost like an episode of Benidorm.
Yeah,
but made sort of theatrical.
The Benidorm live thing, I suppose.
That's why it was called Benidorm Live.
That's why it's called Benidorm Live.
Oh, that was Benidorm Live.
That was
live like we were live earlier, or live like anyway.
Yes.
So Benidorm, right.
So that was, but actually, funnily enough, Benidorm's one of those shows that is quite old school. It's very physical. You don't. That sort of stuff started to become popular again, didn't it? With the kind of like your Mirandas, and then they started bringing back the old stuff like Open All Hours and what's the one in the department store?
I'm Free. That's Open All Hours.
That's Open All Hours. What am I thinking of? I'm thinking of the old David Jason, Ronnie Barker one as well.
Yeah. No, that's Open All Hours.
What's basically just Open All Hours?
Just Open All Hours. Do you like Open All Hours?
Shop-based comedies.
Yeah, and Little Britain and Catherine Tate as well.
Absolutely, and I loved Little Britain, and I loved the one they did before that, Rock Profile. Absolutely. We kind of we show each other a lot, don't we? Sort of go, I want to introduce you to League of Gentlemen, and then we kind of got into Psychoville and Inside Number 9. I introduced you to Alan Partridge.
Oh, you did.
Well done.
That was pushed more by David, though.
Okay.
How livid she gets.
I love
If I give someone else some kind of other credit.
Well, I think something when you keep saying it, like you should pluck your eyebrows. You should pluck your eyebrows, and he'll be like, no, and then a man will say, you know what you should do, and then he goes, I've got a really. Do you know what David said today? I should pluck my eyebrows. And I'm sat there going,
what John O'Malley said today.
David's half Iranian. He's not telling anyone to pluck their eyebrows.
Is this what's called a lover's tip? I don't know.
Where were we?
My
career. That's right. Yeah.
Tell me the best, your favourite comedy that Aaron has introduced you to.
He's such an inspiration.
Do he really enjoys, and I enjoy it the first time I watch it, but he can watch it 6 times, is Impractical Jokers. Which is
gold.
Don't like that.
Have you seen this?
I haven't seen it. No,
four friends daring each other to do silly things, and it's really embarrassing. And it's the sort of thing, basically, from the sounds of it, was these guys growing up were kind of doing
to home. Too close to home.
Yeah. I don't know what else have you introduced me to that I liked.
Loads.
Yeah, but comedy.
Loads. Anchorman. 4-Year-Old Virgin.
I had watched those things before.
Should we just?
Should we just go?
Yeah. Okay.
You have. You know, you like a lot of Will Ferrell kind of stuff. Don't you?
He's hilarious. He's quite physical.
And again, physical. Yeah.
Right, and together you are a comedy fusion. Therefore, your collective DVD shelf is,
it's
enormous,
absolutely huge.
Yeah.
Actually, I can vouch for that. You have more DVDs than any human on earth.
Yeah, we're having more shelves built to store.
I feel like our humour combination has just turned into Isla, though, my youngest.
Yeah, it has.
Who is absolutely hilarious.
Sorry for any of her teachers.
Like a mixture of Tricia and I's humour.
Oh, God. Right.
We're getting told to wrap it up. It would be great to do this again and talk more about comedy and stuff. But I guess we'll have to wrap it up and end it with a plug. Aaron, Henry V. When can we see it until?
Next Saturday night, the 22nd of June.
Yeah.
It's really good. I'm not just saying that because I'm in it, because there's another 7 people in it who are absolutely superb. And if you miss it, you will be very, very, very sorry indeed that you did.
Sign off from you.
Watch everything.
I watched it twice. I'm going to go and see it again next week, so I'm going to be enjoying that. But then also come and see the 39 Steps.
Yeah, don't care about Henry V. No, I do. I loved it. Well, 39 Steps opens
10th of July.
10th of July until
10th of August.
10th of August. Thank you. And then for any people that live near Windsor, reopens a couple of days later at the Theatre Royal Windsor. So get your tickets now. It's going to be really, really funny.
Fantastic. So we've been recording all of this. The stream was a bit dodgy. So sorry, everyone, if you tried to tune into the stream. We've had Rowan and Richard waving their arms like, it's gone down. So not bad for a first attempt. We got all this video studio up in an hour. And we'll be back next time for an actual live stream. We will put this video out, and we'll have, it's been a great chat. But hopefully next time we'll be able to chat with some, Aaron Sidwell fans or whoever else is on
or some
the,
Tricia Turner fans.
Yeah. I'm just looking forward to the TV soap questions, But But yeah, like hopefully we'll be in for some, get some Joe O'Malley fans in and some Tricia Adele-Turner fans. Family.
Mama O'Malley, that is, yeah. Brenda O'Malley.
And I'm sure we'll be very, next time we'll be really up for answering any questions or chatting with anyone live. But we'll have to wait till next time to do that. But thanks very much for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Podcast. Cue non-existent intro music. I mean outro music.